2020. 2020. It's pretty amazing. And I hope and wish you had a great New Year's Eve party. I hope you were set up to have a great year and a great decade. A lot of people that watch this channel, they read my book or read our book. They're doing it not for this. They're doing it because of the bottom title. It's the journey to financial independence through real estate. So I thought I would make the first post of 2020 about that journey. There's just something kind of, I don't know, symmetrical, because I believe you can absolutely earn financial freedom in a decade. As we wrote in the book, it took us 15 years. We did the best we could. We didn't really have a guide. We invested through the run up and the crash and the return. So we had a lot to deal with over our investing time frame. But now I'm convinced that if you're willing to get yourself started on the right path, and there's no time like the present, I too believe you can have financial independence in 10 years if you choose it. So why not try to set that as a target? And heck, if you don't make it, you're going to be in a much better financial position. But also realize that, I stand by my, just get to four. If you can get to four rentals, um, and that's all you choose to do because of diversification or risk tolerance, or you just don't like it, no problem. Great. But if you really like that whole notion of the journey to financial independence through real estate, here's the deal, right? Here's day one. Day one, right? But realize before you do this, I want you to know it's gonna suck. It's in the beginning, it's hard. You're gonna feel stuck in neutral for years. Yep. Even if you get a rental or two a year, the first 3 or 4 years, it's not gonna feel like you're moving the needle. Real estate investing, wealth building takes time. And frankly, we felt stuck for 7 or 8 years. So if you're going to be committed, you're going to get in this journey, you're going to get in the boat or the car or whatever you want to do to climb this mountain, you're going to feel at many, many, many times like, what the heck is going on? We're not making any progress. I just want to tell you that up front. So you're not shocked, you're not surprised, all of those things. The second thing to realize is you're going to have bad days. I remember several times literally crying with Olivia because people around us in our social circle were, at least on the outside, doing big things. They were moving into bigger houses. They were, heck, buying new houses. They were buying new cars. And, here we are driving around in a 10-year-old car and an 8-year-old car, um, not going on any trips, staying in a condo versus moving to a house, not upgrading anything, right? So those are emotional times. And, it's one thing to, be at year 7 or 8 and, own, I don't know, 8, 10, 15 units, but your friends are seemingly lapping you, right? Here's the deal, they're not really lapping you, they're just signing up for more debt. But it's hard in the moment. I remember crying. I remember being upset. Thank you. Hey Toby, how are you? This should be a fun 10 years. But realize that it's hard, and those first 3, 4, 5 years, you're gonna have more bad days than good. It's just because it takes time. Wealth takes time to build, one rental at a time. The last thing I want to say before I kind of get into the 5 steps, is this: it is so worth it when you finally get to the top and you make those decisions like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. That's a good day. I still remember the 10 seconds conversation I had in my head when I'm like, nope, I don't want to work. I don't want to do this anymore. I went from loving my job and loving what I do to in a moment going, you know what? This isn't good for you. This isn't good for me. I'm out of here. Right? Here's my computer. I'm done. So it's so worth it. But again, remember, you're stuck in neutral. You're going to have some bad days in the beginning, but it is so worth it. So here's the deal. Here's how you do it in 5 steps. Again, remember those first caveats, right? First one is, do you really, really want it? Or do you just want to, keep living the 40-40 life, working 40 hours for 40 years? Because some of you have great jobs and you like what you do, and it's totally okay. Totally okay. I was there for a long time. I get it. This is going to be hard. You're going to have to focus and you're going to have to consistently execute. And you're going to have to do this on top of being a great employee, being a great significant other, raising families. It's extra, right? I looked at the market every day for 10 years that I chose. So it's extra. The day doesn't get longer because you choose to do this. You have to figure it out. Step 2, stop spending money on dumb things. Stop being fancy. I call it understanding needs versus wants. This is what really saved us, but it didn't become clear until after the fact. Right? Did we need a new house? No. Could we have bought one? Yes. But we didn't need it, right? Or I'm sorry, we didn't need it, right? We wanted a new house. We didn't need a new car. We may have wanted a new car, but we didn't need a new car. All of those spending decisions saved us money that allowed us to invest and buy more properties. That's it. Stop being fancy. Stop going out so much. Anything you could do to reduce your wants gives you more capital to invest. All right. Nice work putting in 2 offers today. I like it. I think I put in 1 this morning just to know that I did something, but good work. Sure, we can collaborate, no problem. Send me a DM. Oh, you read my book yesterday. That's nice. Hope you liked it. Send me a selfie with the book. That's something I really like, right? If you buy the book, take a picture with it. I always I get those and I send them out on Instagram and Facebook like this. Another journey started. So if you get one, send me a picture. In the end, so again, step 2, stop spending money on stupid things. Stop being fancy. Really, really get good between you and your significant other and your family with needs versus wants. Everybody has to be on the same page. Because again, remember, you're stuck in neutral. Remember what I said. You're stuck in neutral. It takes time, but it's so worth it. Step 3, if you're in a situation where you can raise your income, do it. Some of you might be in a commission-based job. Some of you might have bonuses. Some of you might have time on the weekends to get a second job. Whatever you can do early to increase income, right? The economy is good. Thank you. The economy is good. So find a way to increase income because, again, you could take that pile and also start saving. So this is good stuff. Then while you're doing all these things in the beginning, it's time to get focused on your market. Pick a market, pick a zip code, pick an asset type. What I mean by asset type, is it single family homes? Is it condos? Is it apartments? Is it duplexes? I'm not here to judge, but pick whatever you want. Yes, needs versus wants is critical. Oh, it's so, yep. Awesome. So yes, so pick your market, zip code, and asset type. And it's, I'm at a point in my life, less is more, absolutely. So pick a market, pick a zip code, and pick an asset type and look at it every day. I looked at my market every day for 10 years. So spend 10 minutes, make it a default search. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but you need to look at it because what you're going to start to see when you do it for the 91st day in a row or the 47th or whatever it is for you is you're going to start to understand the good and great deals. Here's the deal. We did all of this, except 2 purchases during the crash out of the multiple listing service. We had no special access, nothing. So, just look. And by looking is you'll start to understand good and great deals. 99% of the stuff out there is junk. It's just too expensive. The cash on cash return is terrible. If you need help figuring that all out, look in the link below. There's a course, there's all kinds of interviews on this channel with other investors. Go look at it. It's there and it's possible. And then number 5 is you need to understand the math behind what a return is, right? Good and great for me is best said is cash on cash. How much cash do I have to put out? And how much expected cash flow do I get in a year? Right? That turns into a percentage. And again, people ask me all the time, what's a good percentage? I don't know your market, right? Maybe you're in New York City or Manhattan and a 4% return is good. I'm not going to judge you. If you can get a 6% return when a normal is 4, you're winning, right? Maybe you're in Ohio somewhere and a 12 is average, but you can find 16s. Great. I have no idea. I know one market and one market only with any kind of depth. So again, be willing to do this, understand the math, manually build spreadsheets so you can get a feel and a rhythm for what's going on. So in the end, if you do that for 10 years, if you do all of these steps for 10 years, you don't get distracted, you don't um, lose momentum, at year 5. That is something I'm starting to see. And um, is people are having a little bit of success today because the economy is so good, and then they're trying to get fancy. 2 people in the last week said, "Oh man, I'm gonna go get a new truck." I'm like, "What's wrong with the last truck?" And nothing was wrong with it. They just felt they deserved it. Well, here's the deal. If you're going for financial freedom in a decade, keep the old truck. Take whatever you're going to put in the new truck and buy another asset. That's what we did. I mean, again, I'm only telling you the experience. And if you really want to read it, the whole 15 years, it's in there. So in the end, I wanted this to be our first video. I think it's really kind of frames in that if you want financial freedom, you can do it in a decade. Uh, it's going to take some hard choices on your part. It doesn't just come into existence because you speak it. You have to make personal household decisions to reduce what you're spending. You have to look for opportunities to increase income. And oh, by the way, you need to learn your market, learn your asset type, understand the math, and then do it for 10 years, right? It's simple, right? But it's hard, right? Not a lot of people are going to do it. Most people are going to jump out, right when the momentum gets going. So have a wonderful day. We will get back to doing our daily financial news tomorrow when the stock market is open. And happy New Year, everyone.